Last summer, me and my girlfriend decided to book an Airbnb for a weekend getaway. We found this cute little cottage nestled in the countryside, surrounded by fields and forests. It looked like the perfect place to relax and unwind. When we arrived, everything seemed normal. The host greeted us warmly and showed us around the cottage. It was cozy and quaint, with rustic furniture and a fireplace. We were excited to spend a few days there. The first night went by without any issues. We cooked dinner, watched some movies, and cuddled up by the fire. It was romantic and peaceful, exactly what we were hoping for. But then, things started to get strange. On the second night of our peaceful getaway, something scary happened. We woke up suddenly because we heard a strange scratching noise coming from outside the cottage. At first, we thought it was just some animal messing around. We tried to go back to sleep, but the scratching kept going, getting louder and scarier. Feeling really scared, I went outside with a flashlight to see what was going on. I looked around nervously, trying to see if anything was wrong. And then I saw it. There, in the dim light of my flashlight, was a person standing outside the window. They looked really scary, and it was obvious they didn't belong there. I quickly closed the curtains to hide us from this stranger. My girlfriend woke up, terrified, as I told her what happened. We didn't know what to do. We thought about leaving, but we were too scared to make a move. So instead, we locked up everything and stayed inside the cottage, hoping whoever it was would go away. The scratching noise kept going all night, making it impossible for us to sleep. We felt really scared, not knowing what was going to happen. As soon as it was light outside, we packed up our things and left the Airbnb without looking back. We were still really shaken up and had no idea what had happened. When we told Airbnb about what had happened, they didn't seem to care much. They offered us a refund, but it didn't make us feel any better. To this day, we still don't know who was outside that window or why they were watching us. It's a chilling experience that we'll never forget, and it's made us think twice about booking another Airbnb in the future. Me and a couple of buddies decided to take a road trip down south. We booked this Airbnb for a weekend stay in a small town that seemed peaceful enough on the website. The pictures showed a cozy little cottage with a quaint garden out back. Seemed like the perfect spot for a relaxing getaway, right? Wrong. When we got there, the place looked just like the pictures, but something felt off from the get-go. The host, let's call him Tom, greeted us with a forced smile and gave us a quick tour. Everything seemed fine at first, until he mentioned that the basement was off limits. He said it was just storage, and we didn't need to bother with it. That set off some alarm bells, but we brushed it off and settled in. As the night rolled in, things started to take a creepy turn. We heard strange noises coming from the basement, like faint whispers and shuffling sounds. Every time we mentioned it to Tom, he just brushed it off, saying it must be the old pipes or something, but we weren't buying it. Then came the second night. We were chilling in the living room, watching some TV, when we heard footsteps upstairs. Heavy footsteps, like someone was stomping around. We called out, thinking it was Tom, but there was no answer. We decided to check it out ourselves, but when we reached the top of the stairs, the footsteps stopped. No one was there. That's when things got really freaky. We started noticing weird symbols painted on the walls, hidden in the corners of the rooms. Symbols we didn't recognize, but they gave us all the creeps. We tried to leave, but the doors were all locked from the outside. It was like we were trapped in there. But the worst part? We found a hidden door in the back of one of the closets. It led to a secret room in the basement, the one Tom told us to stay away from. And what we found in there, I still get chills just thinking about it. It was like a shrine, covered in candles and strange objects. And in the center, there was a freaking altar with dried blood on it. We didn't waste a second. We busted out of there, called the cops, and got the heck out of Dodge. Turns out, Tom had a dark past and was involved in some messed up stuff. They never found him, but they shut down his Airbnb for good. So let me tell you about this Airbnb stay my friend and I had. We were heading to a music festival and decided to book a place nearby instead of camping out. Found this decent-looking spot online, not too far from the venue, and the price was all right. So, we get there, and it's this old house, kind of spooky looking, but we figure, hey, it's just for a couple of nights, no big deal. The host seemed nice enough, gave us the keys, showed us around, nothing out of the ordinary. First night goes by, nothing weird. But the next day, things start getting strange. We notice weird noises coming from the attic, like shuffling and thumping. We brush it off at first, thinking maybe it's just the house settling or something. But then, things start disappearing. Small stuff at first, like a pair of sunglasses or a phone charger. We figure we're just being forgetful, but it keeps happening, and we can't find any of the stuff we've lost. Then, one night, we hear footsteps in the hallway outside our room. My friend goes to check it out, but there's nobody there. We start getting seriously freaked out at this point. Next night, we're both woken up by this loud banging coming from the basement. It sounds like someone's throwing stuff around down there. We debate calling the cops, but we're not sure if it's just some weird plumbing issue or what. Finally, on our last night there, we wake up to find all our stuff piled up in the middle of the living room. Clothes, bags, everything. And written on the wall in what looks like blood is the word leave. We didn't waste any time getting out of there. Packed up our stuff and never looked back. Never did find out what was going on in that house, but we sure as hell weren't sticking around to find out. Later, we found out from other guests who stayed there that they had similar experiences. Some claimed they saw shadowy figures moving around at night, while others said they heard whispering voices when no one else was around. It was like something straight out of a horror movie. Needless to say, we left a scathing review on the Airbnb website, warning others to steer clear of that place. But the scariest part? The host never responded to any of our messages or attempted to address our concerns. It was like they were trying to sweep it all under the rug. To this day, my friend and I still shudder whenever we think about that Airbnb stay. It was a lesson learned the hard way. Always trust your gut instincts and never underestimate the power of a creepy house. Thanks for watching our video. Have you ever had a really scary experience? We want to hear about it. You can tell us in 2 ways. Option 1 is, write down what happened and email it to us. The email address is in the description below. We're excited to read your story and learn all about what happened. And the second option is, record your story using your phone's recording feature. Make sure the sound is good, with no background noise. We want to make sure everyone can hear your scary story clearly. Pick whichever option works best for you, and let's explore your spooky experiences together. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.